The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the August 31st. How about that? The end of August, folks. Well, it is the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show, and I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one, and of course, the easiest way to do that, it's to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we get to go look at the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and the sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but more importantly, I'm here to serve you. So feel free, pick up that phone. Now's not too soon. 877-927-6648 internationally, 727-445-1044. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the show. Right now, we have the Dow trading up 104 points. She's trading out at 18,350. S&P is down 12, trading out at 2163. NASDAQ Composite up 25 points, trading out at 5,200. Russell 2000 down 11 points. She's trading at 1234. Gold's back $5. Silver's up 7 pennies. Light sweet crude back $1.61, trading at 44.74. Leaders to the upside out here. Why? I don't know why, but YY Inc. It's up 8%, nearly $3 and nearly about $4. Mercado Libre. MELI is the ticker symbol. That's up 6%, $3 and change, or 2% up $3 and change. Matrix Services up 17%. That's a nice move to the upside. To the downside here, you've got Palo Alto Networks, PANW. It's a ticker symbol up 9%, $13. Martin Marietta down 3.5% or $6. You've got AeroVironment down 18% or $5. Pioneer Natural Resources down about 3% or $5. So we've got plenty to look at. Hey, we've got a day to look at. Now look. You got the Dow off 101 points. This no more floats my skirt to the downside as it did to the upside when the Dow closed up 100 points or so the other day. So, yeah, but let's go take a look at what the message. Now, the message of the markets, it's very clear. I think it's clear right now, at least as of 1 o'clock, who's in control of this tug-of-war event out here, and it is the bears. If we take a look at the advanced decline oscillators out here, kind of interesting. We'll see how the day ends in the New York Stock Exchange. You can see that oscillator reading right here, minus 123.70. Remember, oversold condition doesn't occur till we get to minus 150. I'm not saying that's going to happen today. We can see a slightly, here, I'll just go ahead and blow this up so you can actually see it on TigerTV. You can see a slightly lower low in that advanced decline oscillator, and we don't have that lower low yet inside the New York Stock Exchange. If we do, where's price headed to? Hey, worst case scenario, where's price headed? I would have to say to the bottom of this rising price channel that it is in out here, but it's got a lot of other congestion area that it's got to get through first. And I don't think that it'll make it down to the bottom of that rising price channel and hit that minus 150 level. Should we see prices continue to move lower without any kind of volume? Did I say we don't have volume today? Okay, well, what do I mean that we don't have volume? The Qs are going to end the day with 15 million shares or less. Now, an extremely light day occurred just a few days ago with about 11 million shares. So 15 million shares is nothing to sneeze at. What do I mean by it's nothing? It's nothing to really get your skirt in a tizzy. You're going to think I wear skirts, and I don't. How about the IW? Now, IWM has got a little bit of volume, maybe by the day's end, 28 million. The SPYs, 57 million. The Diamonds, less than 2 million shares is what it's on pace to do coming into the end of the today's session out here. If there was going to be volume in the market, you'd think it would be on a Wednesday before a holiday. Thursday, not so much. Friday, definitely not out here. But nonetheless, it is the sellers who are in control. They've been in control for a while out here inside the New York Stock Exchange, 6 weeks or so. NASDAQ Composite, it's moving lower out here, still above its all-time high of 51.32. So no real damage out here. The Dow has been the one that has been the weak link out here, but we do have the VIX index, which is traded above its 50-day exponential moving average. I don't care whether it's volume or not. You trade above that 50-day exponential moving average, and that's where you can get some real price damage, more price damage than what we have right now. But again, got to keep this in the context of what the market is doing. Nothing more than a little bit of a retracement off of a huge move from June to the upside. Now, the price point to be watching today, because I don't know what the day's end is going to look like, but if you see the VIX index close back below 1344 out here, man, what another rejection you would have as the market tried to move lower, because that is the 50-day exponential moving average. Now, for those of you that are bears out here, the number you want to be watching, not to the penny, but close enough to the penny, is 1376. If you see a close above 1376, that says the VIX can make a run for the 1670 mark out there. So that is, if it closes below it, you've got kind of what we'll call ambivalence as to what the next move might be. So that's what you'll want to watch. As far as a percentage change, one-day rate of change so far, about 8%. If the market ends badly, volume or not, doesn't really matter, ends badly, you see the VIX index trade up, I don't know, it's another 2% from here. Maybe it's around the 40 range, 1430 range. You get up to that 10% one-day rate of change. You can expect, you can anticipate, or you ought to, that you'll see a bounce in the next bounce or bottom, quite frankly, in the next day or two. Now, I can see the trend index reading right now is 2.0. You get a one-day rate of change greater than 10. You get the trend closing at 2.0 or above. You can just go ahead and write it down in the playbook that you're going to see a bounce, and typically a very healthy bounce. Maybe not tomorrow, but within 48 hours out there. So you'll want to watch that with regard to an end-of-day reading. Don't know how it's going to finish the end of the day out here, but that's what you'll want to watch. Now, that's what's going on the daily charts out here with regard to the tug-of-war of the bulls and the bears. What we've also seen, though, you know, this really can be incorporated into the lack of volume move to the downside, to the mere fact that we've really just been trading sideways for so long out here. And why is today any different? The reality is it's really not any different out here. Let's take a look at the 30-minute charts out here. Let's go see what their messages are. Their messages are, look out. If you're a bear, look out. Make sure you've got some stops in place, because what has price been doing over the last hour and a half? It's been moving lower. It's been doing it with less relative energy. How do we know that? Well, if we take a look at Stevie's 30-minute chart out here, we can see that little black diagonal line out here going from one candle to the next. We'll go ahead and update it. And you can see that as price was moving lower into this 1230 time frame, you can see that stretch. You can see the stretch marks on this chart out here. Now, those stretch marks are a problem when the actual bulls arrive. Now, we haven't seen a bullish reversal signal. We haven't seen price target, which it will target 47.65 on this little bounce out here. If it gets above 47.65, then you're looking at 47.70. If we see some type of bullish reversal candle that forms during the next several hours or what have you, that's an indication of another bottom. And I didn't make this stuff up. As we were moving lower into 1230, you got to that seventh wave move. Oftentimes, where you see significant changes in trend. Oh, did I tell you that we also completed a 1 to 1.618 A to B equals CD to the downside during that 1230 time frame? Well, we did. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. You got to love these markets. They are a two-way traders market. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today.
With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back up, folks. Dow's off 106 out there. Of course, you can give us a call anytime, 877-927-6648. Love to hear from you, of course, inside the Tiger's Den. Instant message me at any moment, and I'll be happy to go take a look at whatever it is that you'd like and to either side. So we do have a listener that sent in an email earlier in the day. This is from Rhodes, and Rose sent in a request for two instruments. Those two instruments being Spirit Airlines and Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings. Now, Rose is looking for an entry point into both of these equities. Let's start off by taking a look at Norwegian Cruise Lines. Now, we're going to look at both the daily and the weekly. I'm going to put the daily. We're going to use my other charting system to show us the daily, because what it does show here, Rose, is it does show that price has been moving lower with less relative energy out here. So that is a bonus. It also happens to be in that seventh wave pattern to the downside. Now on my chart here, I'm showing this letter G versus the number 7, because on this chart here, I've got other numbers for another trading strategy, and so I don't want to complicate the matters out here, but it just so happens that it's in that seventh wave down to the seventh wave move to the downside out here. You know I'll get it. Now, is that enough to go ahead and take a trade? Remember, we have to evaluate this as reward to risk, but is Norwegian Cruise Lines setting up a bottom? It very well may be. Has it confirmed that yet? The answer is no. No way, Jose, out here. What you want to see is you really want to see a bullish reversal signal. A bullish reversal signal. We do not have such a candle as of yet. Doesn't look like we'll see one form today. Could be tomorrow. The second thing that you want to see this do is close over that oscillator unchanged line. Right now, the price oscillator is headed downward. You've got the price oscillator below zero. Nothing more bearish than that pattern setup. The oscillator unchanged line is 36.05. I don't know what it'll be tomorrow. It'll be a few pennies or so, either lower or higher. But right now, today, 36.05 would be the number you'd be looking at. So the daily chart says, we could be getting ready to set up a bottom or a counter trend rally sometime soon. It's just not here right now at 1:20 in the afternoon on August the 31st out here. Now, let's go take a look at what does the weekly chart show us. Now, the weekly chart, we've got both daily and weekly profiles. You've got a brand new box that formed here today. That low that you don't want to see a close below is 35.65. You're trading at 35.74. This would say, in order for any kind of change in trend to occur, you've got to get over the top of the box. That's 36.80. I don't recall the number I gave you before on the other chart here, but 36.80 is another number that you want to put down on your pad of paper. Now, on the weekly chart out here, there are some problems. One of the problems is that the week that began February 8th, 2016, you are below that swing point, the low of which is 37.01. The volume there was 12 million shares. Now, as price moved below that, which was last week, it was nearly 12 million shares, about the same volume, not a big deal. That's one swing point. You've got another swing point that's out here on a weekly chart from May 27th, the week that began, June 27th. That had 14 million shares. Now, the problem there is that swing point was approached with 22 million shares. You didn't see a close below it. Again, it was 14 million. Yes, we can say that swing point has been crossed with light volume out here. So that's potentially a good sign. But, you hate when you are in the lower range, and that's what this is in right now. So that says if we see lower lows out here, what you ought to be paying attention to, Rose, is you ought to be paying attention to the swing point from back in October of 2014 between the price level of 30.44 and 33.89. Again, it's a weekly chart. 8.7 million shares is what you see, is what you need to see a test lighter than that volume-wise, which would mean getting into at least 33.89, getting back above it, doing it with less than 8.6 million shares, and then maybe at that stage you actually need to see a sign of strength before you want to come into it. I'm assuming this is a longer-term buy pattern for you. So daily charts say, hey, maybe a counter-trend rally that is forming out here. Daily charts, the daily charts would also say if that's going to occur, you need to see a move or close about 36.80, the daily profile. So that is for Rose. That is Norwegian Cruise Line Holdings out here. Let's go take a look at ticker symbol SAVE. That is Spirit Airlines. Let's do this in reverse order. Since we're already here on the weekly chart, let's take a look at it. It, too, forming a brand new market profile today. Hey, August 31st must be market profile day out here. In this case, the bottom of that profile, 39.33. So you don't want to see a close below 39.33. Today, tomorrow, you trade at 39.68. If you do, what does it mean? It says you get all the way back here to this key reversal candle, this bullish engulfing candle from the week that began November 16, 2015, the top of which is 37.41. Have we hit 37.41 today? No, we have not. The low has been 37.79. Volume today about 2.8 million shares. Well, this is the weekly chart, so 2.8 million shares so far for the week. We're halfway through it. Let's just call it, you're going to do about the same volume. So that's 5.6 million shares versus 12.1. So you're coming into potentially a weekly swing point with light volume, but you haven't hit it yet. You need for it to get down and test that. That will occur if you see a close this week below 39.33, and that is the TAS daily profile that just formed. Let's come and take a look at where we put it. Here's the Norwegian Cruise Lines chart. Let's go ahead and type in SAVE. Let's go see what the daily patterns look like on this. Let me make sure this is updated. Sometimes there's a delay. Yeah, that looks like, well, this is the daily chart. Let me just make sure. Let me switch this over to the daily chart out here because I don't want to give. Okay, yeah. Yesterday was a nice big. Let's see if there was a pattern that completed out here yesterday. That's the ES Mini, the 5-minute chart. That's not what you wanted to see. Not if you're trying to see what is it that Spirit Airlines is communicating to us. So do we have a completion of any pattern down here? Is there an A to B equals CD pattern that completed? It looks like there is. That would look like this. Your A point out here, that little dark cloud cover. Your B point down here on July 22nd, a little retracement up in. No, you don't have that completed. So you don't have an A to B equals C. You're close enough. 36.51 would be the number out here. Interesting. Spirit Airlines, SAVE. Price oscillator began to rise here over the past 4 or 5 trading sessions out here. So this one has potential. But I would say let's do this. Just to be on the safe side here, Rose, if you're going to, Here's kind of one of your issues. You need to see this trudge through this right here, and that is this little gap down that occurred on August the 2nd. So 41.27. This is a longer-term holding for you. You want to see it close above 41.27. Now, you get above 40.25. That suggests that that's going to occur out here. Your stop, no matter what, needs to be down below yesterday's bullish engulfing candle, and that is at 37.79. It may be a large stop, but a large stop doesn't make a difference out here. A large stop just means you have fewer shares because you're going to make sure that you are focused on position sizing. What does that mean? That means you always take 1% of your working capital. Say it's 100 grand, say it's $1 million, 10 million. I don't care what it is, but if it's 100 grand, 1% of $100,000 is what? $1,000. You take $1,000, you divide it by the stop that you would use, and that tells you exactly how many shares to purchase. Oh, one thing, though. If you use that formula and the number of shares to purchase on an individual stock is more than 10, say 15%, then step back and don't even risk 1% out there. You know, on an individual stock, I like that rule that our polar bear came up with, about 10% on an individual stock, maybe about 30% on a sector, 40% on an actual index out here. Those are good rules to live by. We've got the Dow off 95, S&P down 12. We'll be right back, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. You know, it has been a long time since I've had a pizza, even a taste of a pizza. A good 5 months, I figure. You can't lose weight by eating pizza out there. But Mr. Bill in the den had a request on his pizza to add anchovies. What a wonderful thing. The next time I do have a piece of pizza, Mr. Bill, I am going to put anchovies on there. Now, they tend to, even if you put it on half a pizza, it tends to spread over the entire pizza. So you got to make sure that the group that you're with, the individual that you're with, are individuals that, you know, that they like anchovies too. And I don't know why you wouldn't. They're just beautiful things. Hey, nothing like an anchovy on some egg salad. That too I have not had in a long time, but and then as a kid, you know, in college, anchovies. We used to make tuna chovy sandwiches. Have you ever had a tuna chovy sandwich? Had tuna fish with them with an anchovy on it. Nothing is better than that. Okay, so we see a little bounce that is occurring out here. You know, that's to be expected, right? Just as we were talking about, we see price stretching to one side, doing a light volume out here. So we're just simply, where are those stretch marks going to take us to? You know, the Dow futures contract, the 30-minute, doing the same thing out here. When it formed its high out here, it formed its high doing a what? Moving higher, less relative energy out here. That did it about 10 o'clock in the morning on yesterday, as a matter of fact, August 30th. Now we see price moving lower, doing less relative energy. We're going to see a bounce, or should see a bounce, in the Dow futures up to about 18,371. You overtake that level out here, and then there's going to be further bounces, which take it 18,400, maybe even 18,433 out here. So this is a trader's paradise market, not one necessarily to be holding for the long haul out here. We've got Brent in Martinez, California, calling in. Brent, thanks for holding. How you doing this afternoon or this morning?
I'm doing well. How are you, Steve?
I am doing excellent. You've got any plans for the long holiday weekend?
Nothing in particular. Just enjoy the nice weather and something with family, I'm sure.
Great. Glad to hear it. Now, you called about wanting to share with us what you're doing in Frontline Limited. FRO is the ticker symbol. So tell us what you're doing and how we can help you.
I have no position at present. I have traded in and out of the stock a lot, and I've always bought it around the level it got to today, around 740. I sold it the other day around, it got up to 880 something, and I did get out of the position, and I just, it's coming down pretty hard today with volume, but it did hold that level, which has always kind of been an area that it seems to, so far, has held. And I just wanted your opinion. I've considering taking maybe a small position. That was a little risky because of the volume, but I just seems to have held, you know, this level that I've always kind of bought it at.
No, absolutely. You know, the level that Brent's talking about, folks, it's in the 7-ish area. 740 is the low so far. It's trading at 755. And the interesting thing about this stock chart is, you know, there are a lot of over a time period, there have been many shareholders that have also found that same kind of value that Brent has identified. If we go back all the way into 2014, the week that began December 8th, big, huge, wide-ranging bar going from, and this is a weekly chart that we're looking at, going from 665 up to about 1170 as the high out there, and had volume about 2.5 million shares on that's 2.5 million shares on a weekly basis. This week so far we're at 5 million shares. But nonetheless, just as Brent pointed out, I'll put the daily chart back up on our screen. We're just curious what was going on the left side of this chart out here. And right now, I would say, Brent, that the one thing you've got at your back, not the volume piece, I clearly identified that as coming back with volume. It's rejected the swing point that it's testing, which was from the trading session of July 7th, which only has 2 million shares. But if this closes above 746, but most specifically, if it closes above 753, it is that TAS market profile on a weekly basis that gives you some solace to consider taking a long trade in it. Now, if we take a look at that market profile, I'll do this for you, Brent, and everybody that's watching home. I'm going to turn off the price level, and I'm going to go ahead and also turn off the daily profiles, because right now they're sort of insignificant at this point in time. And the way that this weekly profile is set up with that point of control, that's that little dash green line closer to the bottom of the box, this says that inside this price area, between 753 and 881, it really should be the buyers that are in control. So you could go ahead. The risk reward is certainly here. You've traded this numerous times at this level, so that gives you the confidence. And at least have a narrow stop. You know, if you have the stop below 753, or better yet, if we turn on price, let's see where the low swing point is out here. Maybe you'd have to go all the way back to the low on July 7th, around 721. You know, that would make sense. Hate the volume today. Have you traded this thing before at these levels when you've had high volume moving down into this area? And do you know what was it? Was it an earnings release report, or what caused today's move lower?
It was an earnings release, and they actually beat the numbers, but there's something in there that they apparently didn't like. So that's
I hate when that happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, this is so. What do you think you'll do? How will you take a look at it? Because you know, so what weight do you give to the volume aspect of it in your thinking?
Not a ton, just because there's the positive to me is that it's coming down with that volume, but and with that kind of volume, you'd think they'd be able to bust out that level, but they weren't able to do that. So that tells me there must be some buying, you know, in that volume. And it's kind of looking at the chart, and when I went on a smaller time frame, like a 5-minute, that's kind of what it looks like to me. But I'm going to go ahead.
No, I was going to say, so I put it on a 10-minute chart out here, and the majority of the volume took place in the first 10, 20, 30, 40 minutes. So the first 40 minutes of trading was when all that volume came in. Now, ideally, you would see price overtake that opening bar from 930 and get above 770 out there. So, you know, then that would sort of get you home free to 785, then maybe back up to the 881-ish type level out here. But I'm with you. I mean, at this stage here, your back is up against the wall. We know we've got some support that's out here. So I can see a trade on this.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's a fairly simple one. I personally would just anything really below today's low, I'd probably get out.
Yeah,
that's always generally been, at least recently, has been a level that's held pretty well. And if it doesn't, then and what will probably happen, I wouldn't be surprised to see it come back and test this level, even if it has a little bounce. You know, that's something I would have to expect to happen. And, which is fine. And then just that would be my stop. Would be, you know, 739 basically. Anything below. Yeah.
So what's your target to the upside then? As you were taking a look at this, what would you just go back towards that swing point from August 23rd? Is that what you'd be looking at, or just the gap?
This to me is just a company in that group. I don't do a lot of fundamental stuff, but it's actually a pretty solid company. They do have earnings, and it pays a crazy high dividend, and it's surprisingly has always paid it. I mean, I know Tom always talks about that's not sustainable, and I mean, you go back in history, and it's paid it for a long time. So I mean, that could change obviously, but at least at the moment, and it's like, I mean, it's real high. I want to say it's like 19% or some crazy number. So.
Perfect. All right, my friend. Hey, thanks so much for calling. Have a happy holiday, and good luck on this trade.
All right, do the same, Steve. Take care.
You bet. That was Brent in Martinez, California. We got the Dow trading down 92, S&P down 12. We'll be right back.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now, you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Bill in the den it pointed out certainly, and Brent and I talked about it as well with regard to this potential trade on Frontier FRO as a ticker symbol that, it's pushing lows with high volume out here. Now, if we take a look at, and Brent is an extraordinary trader out there, so always really good judgment out here. And if we take a look at this equity, back on April 7th, if we just go back to the left-hand side of the chart, there was volume out here of about 1 million shares. The last time the price was, so we're just taking a look at these lows that form out here. March 24th, we'll begin with, it had 1 million shares. It was tested with about the same volume, 1 million shares. So 1,029,000 found a bottom versus 1,029,000, almost the exact number of shares. Then that same million shares was tested with nearly twice the volume, 1.9 million shares, which occurred back on May the 4th. As Brent pointed out, this area, this high volume might get tested again. That's what really took place on May 5th, about 1.5 million shares before it went ahead and moved out of there, moved up in essence into the weekly point of control level where it came back down and tested again with 1.4 million shares. But remember, that was going against 1.9 and then previously 1 million shares. So this has a habit of doing that. The last two times we've seen light volume tests of swing points out here. So we've got this market profile, the weekly market profile, that really is of help to us as a guideline out here. So it's certainly doable if you take a look at previous patterns. Risky, sure, but every trade that we take is risky out there. All righty, let me take a look at the cell phone, see if there's any emails that have come in. I don't think there's any questions. Oh, here we go. We've got some. So let's take a look. This one is from, I'm just going back, make sure we've got them all. Okay, so this one is from Michael. No, I don't. Okay, that's a different question there. So, okay, so I don't see any questions out here. So let's go back and take a look at what's actually going on inside of the move out here, or inside the move. How about, the move? Let's go see what's going on inside the market. Let's take a look at some individual stocks out here. Let's take a look at some things that are moving to the downside. Let's take a look at the Palo Alto Networks, PANW. This thing moving down with volume out here. Looks like they were out with numbers about Q4 revenue of 400 million versus 283 from last year. So really killing the numbers by about 30% from the volume standpoint. But just like Brent was saying, just doing the numbers, beating the numbers out here, sometimes isn't always, the thing out here. If we take a look at Palo Allo Networks, we can see a little rising trend line. Has that been broached out here? No, not necessarily. So it's moved down into that level with volume, not what you like to see. 6 million shares, big wide-ranging bar to the downside. If we go ahead and fill in the gap out here, right now trading right about at its weekly point of control. So if it breaks this price trend, this little rising trend line out here, you would expect price to get down to about the 124.74 level, and a test of the most recent bullish swing point area, little Three River Morning Star that formed between August 10th, the 11th, and the 12th out here. So that is where Palo Allo Networks could trade down to. But right now, still holding the trend line, but with volume. Let's take a look at what else is moving. Martin Marietta, MLM, not multi-level marketing, but Martin Marietta down with 592,000 shares, about 4%. This, too, coming back into a TAS weekly profile low. That price point, by the way, is 181.04. You're trading at 181.95. Now, the volume out here at the swing point low on June 27th was 1 million shares. You've done 592,000. You're trading inside that swing point. You're moving into it light volume. What this suggests is we need to see what happens when price, and it should test 178.23. If it can test 178.23, close back above it, do it less than 1 million shares, and then really close back above the weekly profile, which is 181.04, that will cement at least a short-term bottom inside of Martin Marietta. If it takes that level out, then what you're looking at is, you do have a little swing point, no base or anything for May 4th. I would say then what you're more likely looking at is retracement areas on the way down. And that would then say, in the case of Martin Marietta, you're looking at about the 168.90 level. So if it breaks through 181.04, expect and anticipate 168.90 to be the next move. If we take a look at Pioneer Natural Resources, PXD is the ticker symbol out here. This is moving lower today, 849,000 shares so far. This here is coming down just simply into its TAS daily profile level, 176.08 out there. The volume that it's really going against is about 1.7 million shares. So Pioneer Natural Resources pulling back, we can say, with light volume out here. Also moving to the downside, we've got Williams Clayton Energy, CWEI. That is trading lower with 457,000 shares. This had tested a previous swing point high. Looks like this was a swing point high from the trading day of August 18th, 841,000 shares. That level was tested yesterday with about half the volume, 482,000 shares. So far, today's pullback about 457. This thing just really trading in a range right now between 61, 69, and 67 and a quarter. If it, let's see, last time down here was 442. So it looks like it should continue to pull back to 61, 69. If it closes below the low of 59.25, the day of August 25th, you would expect this to move back to about 52.38. That is CWEY. Let's go take a look at some things that are moving to the upside out here. Mercado Libre, MELI, big wide-ranging bar today. I don't see what is moving this higher. It doesn't look like an earnings release. Oh, here's the wide-ranging bar. There's the one that Stevie was really looking at. How about this? The trading session, Mercado Libre, August the 5th, 1.3 million shares the upside. That's big volume for this equity. Today it's moving higher with 429,000 shares. So you've got some nice volume. Where is Mercado Libre headed to? I'm glad you asked me that question. 174.28 is the number. And if it can close above 174.28, volume or not, you could set up an A to B equals CD to the upside. That is MELI. Mitch in Boston, thanks for writing in. Mitch would like to take a look at the IBB. How low do you expect the IBB to go to? Let's take a look at the IBB. He is asking about the $270 mark out here. So let's go take a look at IBB. That is the iShares NASDAQ Biotech Index Fund out here. Right now it's trading out at 280.60. It is trading below its its weekly TAS market profile, IBB. I'm just going to type that in on my other system. So today, Mitch, watch the price level, which is held. It's been tested over the course of the last 4 or 5 days. Watch the price level of 281.73. If you close above 280, and volume-wise today, light volume compared to the last time that the IBB was down here, and that was on the trading session of August 25th. That had 3 million shares. You are down with 451,000 shares. You want to talk about a light test of a swing point? This is it. Does that mean that it stops right here? No, it doesn't. Where is real support out here if this busts through this area, closes below? Well, 276 is in the cards. And then I'm going to target this candle right here, Mitch. It's an unusual candle. Most people wouldn't target the July 20th area. But that low is 268.06. And you said 270. I say you're right. But watch today's close because this thing has lost its energy to the downside. Doesn't mean it's still not a short. It just doesn't have the energy to push through those lows, at least not today. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
It's 2016 and TFNN has a brand new programming lineup to kick things off. Starting January 4th, swim lessons by Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade will be airing 5 days a week at noon Eastern Time. Join hosts Scott Connor, Kevin Hinks, and Cindy Faber as they host their daily options program live at noon 5 days a week with no commercials for the entire hour. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark will be moving their program, Living a Primal Lifestyle, to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake up with Nico and Paige and start your day off right. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour by Nadex will now be live Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Start and end the week with the 3 hosts, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien, and Daryl Martin, as they break down the world of trading binary options and spreads. For all the details on the new 2016 programming lineup, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Join David Dwight as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's off 83, S&P is down 10. We're going to take a few minutes and go out to one of my favorite cities, Buffalo, New York. We're going to speak with Robert. That's the home of the Albright Knox Art Gallery out there. Also the home of those Buffalo Wings I believe. Robert, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing good, Steve. Thank you very much. Yeah. The
My
Buffalo
pleasure.
Wings just opened a satellite restaurant in the suburbs after all these years. They called the Anchor Bar. That's where they originated.
Yes, I've been there.
Oh, have you?
I absolutely. I was up there a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah. Buffalo. Were you here for the Renaissance, Steve?
No, it was for a wedding, and but I will tell you that the Anchor Bar was actually our first stop after we got off the airplane.
Yeah, Buffalo's hot right now. It's unbelievable what's happening up here. After 60 years of decay, we're finally seeing a well overdue renaissance. It's unbelievable. The wonderful things happening up here right now. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. And it's a very cool city. No, are you a longtime native of Buffalo?
My whole life, and I'm 82 years old.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Are you guys having a nice summer?
Oh yeah, beautiful. In fact, it's about 75 degrees right now. It's a beautiful day.
Oh, that's perfect.
I'm also a snowbird, Steve. I spend most of the winter down there in St. Pete Beach.
Life is good. Life is very good.
Yeah, well,
all right.
You know, well, whatever's left, we got to enjoy.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, speaking of
I
enjoying,
enjoy your program, Steve, very much. But today I'm looking at Bristol Myers Squibb. Do you think it's a good time to buy, or should I wait a little bit?
what's your hold period on something like this? What are you looking at here? What's your thoughts?
At my age, I don't look too long term.
Okay. Here's the
if I make a few dollars, I probably get out.
Okay, so you must be following Bristol Myers Squibb. BMY, folks, is a ticker symbol. What is it that caused it to take that huge hit on August 5th? Do you know when this thing gapped down? I mean, probably one of the widest ranging bars that this thing has had in a long time, with 86 million shares to the downside. Any idea what might have been?
My granddaughter, who's a pharmacist, told me that evidently they had some drug in the pipeline that didn't come up to expectations.
Okay.
But I don't know what it was for.
Yeah, well, there's no question.
They suffered the consequences there.
Yeah, they did. I can say that, so that's always a danger sign. So the few bucks that you're looking for, when and if you do get into this, you really want to be watching that candle session, because that is where, you certainly had 86 million shares trade hands. The low was 61.50. There were a lot of folks that thought that maybe that was a good buy right then. Right now, they're thinking about saying goodbye because it's trading at $56. So when price gets back up to that level, that's where you may see just a natural supply line of folks saying, hey, I might want to get my money back. They might. So watch that area between 61.56 and 64.77. Right now, what this is doing, it's testing a swing point on its daily chart from back on February 3rd that had volume of 11 million shares, and you're below that. So that's not good. This thing could actually come all the way back and test the August 24th, 2015 low. That was that day, you might remember just a little over a year ago, where the market went crazy and haywire. And that says 51.82 is a possibility. I don't see any sign at this moment other than the fact that price is moving lower. It's doing it with less relative energy, so that's a nice trampoline. But without any type of bullish reversal signal, I can't say now is the time to act, Robert. Okay?
Okay, Steve. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, and thanks so much for listening. And that goes to all of you as well, folks. Thanks for being here on this wonderful Wednesday. Stay tuned, because we got a great lineup for you. And, of course, the Tom O'Brien Show from 3 to 5. So we'll see you on terrific Thursday. If you're off to start your summer vacation or the end of your summer vacation, be safe, and we'll see you soon. Take care, folks.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date active trading information that will will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.